Good morning, middle one. How are you? Today we'll do a revision of the first part of lesson 1, unit 1, matter and its characteristics. At the first, we should know the definitions of matter, mass, volume. Matter, anything around us has mass and volume. Mass is the amount of matter that the body contains. The amount of matter that the body contains. Volume is the space occupied by object. Space occupied by object. To understand all matters around us, or to differentiate or distinguish between the matters around us, we should know their physical properties and the chemical properties. The physical properties of matter. The first property is color, taste, and smell. To distinguish between matters by color, by taste, by smell. Between gold and silver by color. To distinguish between sugar and table salt by taste, you can taste them. To distinguish between perfume and vinegar by smell. Okay? The second property, density. We studied density and we know that the density is the mass of the unit volume of the substance. The mass of the unit volume of substance. And we know that the density equal mass divided volume. And the measuring unit of density is gram per cubic centimeter. Okay? When he asks me about what is meant by the density of aluminium is 2.7 gram per cubic centimeter, it means that the mass of 1 cubic centimeter of aluminium equal 2.7 gram. We know to solve any problem, we should draw the magical triangle, put density, to solve any problem about density. Put in the triangle, mass, volume, density. To calculate density, mass divided volume. To calculate volume, mass divided density. To know mass, density times volume. Calculate the density of a substance whose mass is 35 gram and its volume is 25 cubic centimeter. Density mass divided volume equal 35 divided 25 equal 1.5 gram per cubic centimeter. Okay? What is the relation between floating or sinking of matter and density? Materials that have higher density than the water sinks in water. Materials which have higher density than water sink in water. Materials which have lower density than the water float on water. Type. Materials which have higher density than the water like iron nails, metallic coins. Materials which has lower density like wood, oil, ice, cork, and so on. Water is not used to applications of density. Water is not used to put off petrol fires. Why? Because the density of petrol is less than the density of water, so the petrol will float on water and doesn't put off the fire. Balloons which filled with hydrogen and helium going up. Why? Because hydrogen and helium has lower density than the air. And we know that equal masses of different substances have different volume. Equal masses, if the mass is equal and substances is different, the volume must be different. If the volume equal and substances is different, the masses must be different. Okay, so masses equal, volume different. Volume equal, masses different. When we talk about what? Different substances. Why? Because they have different densities. Because they have what? Different densities. We can use the density in check the purity of the matter as a check the quality of milk to know if it's pure milk or combined with another material. Okay, so density can use the determination of the quality of milk. All the following cubes have the same mass. Which one had the largest density? The one that has largest density, C. Why? Because it has the smallest volume with the same mass. Because the smallest volume means large density. Smallest volume means large density. From all previous, we know that every substance has a value of density, so that we can use density to differentiate between different substances. Each substance has its own density. Okay? The third physical property is the melting point. Melting point. Melting point. When I say point, you will say temperature. What is the melting point? It is the temperature at which the substance begins to change from the solid state to the liquid state. يبقى melting point, it is the temperature at which the substance begins to change from the solid state to the liquid state by heating. Melting is the change of matter from solid to liquid, but melting point, the temperature at which the substance changes from the solid state to the liquid state by heating. And each substance has its own melting point. Substances classified according to their melting point into some substances have low melting point and substances which have high melting point. High melting point by the meaning of it takes a long time to melt, such as iron, copper, aluminium, and table salt. High melting point means what? It takes a long time to melt, as what? Iron, copper, aluminium, table salt. Low melting point, it melted faster. It takes a shorter time to melt, such as wax, butter, and ice. Okay? We can melt metals. Yes, we can melt metals. We can melt metals for two reasons: to be easily shaped, to be easily mixed to form alloys. Number one, to be easily in shaping. If we have a metal like gold and we want to make a ring, bracelet, necklace, and many other things from this, so we can melt gold to be easy to shaped, and to be easily mixed. Can I mix it with another material? Yes, I can mix gold with copper to form alloy. What is the alloy? Alloy is a mixing of two metals, such as copper gold alloy or nickel chrome alloy. Okay? Copper gold alloy used in making jewelry. Nickel chrome alloy used in making heating coils. Gold copper alloy used in making jewels. Nickel chrome alloy used in making heating coils. Stainless steel, or it's called aluminium stainless steel alloy. Aluminium stainless steel alloy used in making cooking pots. Give reason: ice melts when it's exposed to the air, because ice has no melting point. When it exposed to the air, it melts faster. Okay? Boiling point. Each substance has its own boiling point, so we can differentiate by different substances by their boiling point. Boiling is the change from liquid state to the gaseous state by heating from liquid to gaseous. Boiling point, when I say point, you will say temperature. Boiling point is the temperature at which the matter begins to change from liquid state to the gaseous state. We can use boiling point to differentiate between substances, because every substance has a specific boiling point, has its own boiling point. Boiling point is used to separate the components of petroleum oil. Why? Due to the difference in their boiling point. The components, the petroleum oil consists of more than one thing. So we can differentiate, we can separate between these components by its boiling point due to the difference in their boiling points. Okay? Hardness. Solid substance at room temperature may be soft, may be hard. May be soft, it's easy to be bent, like rubber. May be hard, it's need a heat to become soft and to be shaped. Hard means need a heat to become soft and be easily shaped, such as metals. And another substances hard don't melt, don't become soft by heating. If I heat it, No, it doesn't become softened. يبقى hardness materials classified according to hardness into soft to hard. Soft at room temperature like rubber. Hard can be softened by heating such as metals, can't be softened such as coal and sulfur. Okay, thank you.